Da, da, theme song, theme song. Da, da, da.
I'm Tanya,
I'm Nikki.
and we are A Thousand Eyes in One, the podcast.
Ooh, remix. I like it. I like it a lot.
The penultimate episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 1, Episode 5, In the Name of the Mother. For previous episodes, find us at thousandeyespodcast.com. On YouTube, you can find us at A Thousand Eyes in One Podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are A Thousand Eyes in One on Instagram and Facebook, Thousand Eyes Pod on Blue Sky, and if you're interested in our speculative fiction book club, follow Wine on an Empty Stomach on Instagram. Tragedy in Westeros. I know.
I legit, like, part of the reason that I was like, I need minutes is because I was crying.
Oh.
I was like, oh no, I've seen this. And I cried. I think I got misty-eyed the first time, but like I had a sob or two.
It's a rough episode. We start with the strategy. We can talk about some of the differences. We didn't get as much into strategy in the show as we did in the books. Baylor kind of goes more into detail about the type of lances they'll use and about him going after the King's Guard. We did get that part.
Yeah, we did. I forgot all about the lances. They're using tourney lances for reach. And no, they skipped that. Okay.
Yeah. But I guess it's not that important of a detail. But I kind of would have liked it just to show like how much thought he's put into it in such a short amount of time.
Well, he who would be king. Yeah, I enjoy that too. I'm like, okay, well, not only is he the crown prince, like he's got battle practice, he's got battle savvy. He's a field commander. It's given Dalinar. I mean, I was nervous, but like happy to see him take charge, and like suspending the knowledge that I had about what was to come and just pretending like I really effectively am able to bleach that out of my brain each time.
Oh yeah, that's like one of my greatest skills is to empty my head before I watch something I've seen before.
It's like whether I'm watching it or whether I'm reading it, it's this always comes as a surprise, which is fucking weird, but
whatever, man, it's a superpower.
Yeah.
I was thinking as he's saying, these men wish to see you dead, and he's like, don't die. Do they really wish to see each other dead though? You know what I mean? Like Baratheon, Harding, Beesbury, they have no actual beef with anybody.
They're there for vibes. They're there to be in the history books.
Raymond and Stefan don't actually want to kill each other.
No.
Maekar and Baylor obviously don't want to kill each other. Baylor doesn't want to see his nephew die either. Nobody actually wants to kill anybody except for Maekar and Aerion wanting Dunk dead.
Right.
Or just yielded, not even dead. Yeah. Because later on, Aaron has the opportunity to finish him and tells him to yield.
Right.
We can get into that later, but
yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody went in there saying, hey, I'm gonna murder people and just let's die because it's like war. But I think Baylor was right in getting them to think that way. Like this isn't scrimmage. I'm like, Allen Iverson, practice. We talk about practice. No, this is not practice. Right. This is the real deal. And they will kill you because, adrenaline, nobody's going to stop them here. Be prepared for that.
I liked Baratheon's little quip, mother loved you best, huh?
I love that. He's like, men who are neglected by their mothers fight harder. And I was like, wait, Damon, is that you? Because I remember, the dream that he has in House of the Dragon, and you're just like, oh, mother didn't love you so much. I mean, I see that in other things too. I'm gonna have to like collate my data, but the thing that comes to mind immediately is the animated version of Robin Hood, where it's like Prince John is always crying because mommy always loved Richard better than and he's so bitter. So yeah, maybe it's a thing. Who knows?
I liked the callback to I'm gonna send dogs after you.
Woof. I cried there too.
It felt like their last moment together.
Mm-hmm.
And they both know it could very well be their last moment together.
Absolutely.
And he calls him Squire. He gets all formal. He puts on his night panties.
Mm-hmm. He's like, if I'm gonna leave you, then we're gonna do this officially. We're gonna make it count because we know what brought us here. And if you have to carry me out on a stretcher, then you know that I've acknowledged you as a squire and for all the good that you've done for me. And maybe this is a little bit your fault, but but it's okay. Yeah, I love that. I that was my first tear of the episode. But before that, I got a good laugh because can we talk about Beesbury and his honey stash?
I didn't notice the honey stash.
Oh my God. His mustache matches the beehives on his
I didn't
armor.
even notice that. Now I have to watch again.
Oh my yeah, dude. He's like he's got the bleach. He's got the bleach mustache.
That's what's up. We also forgot to mention Harding when we were listing off who's fighting for Dunk
Yeah,
last
we did.
episode. Sorry, Harding. My bad.
We love you too, bro. We love you too, bro. You know what? Because, we make ridiculous statements.
It's who we
Because
are.
we make ridiculous statements on here sometimes and like they're coming straight from my notes. One thing was that when I saw Arian, I was like, his helm reminds me of Robbie from Dinosaurs. Remember that show?
Yes,
With
the
the
hair, the
teenage, the
spikes.
hair. I was like, oh my God, it's Robbie.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I love that show.
I used to
You're
love
looking
that show
for a
too.
reboot. Bring that shit back.
Well, we begin the charge, and Thunder is the one who knows what to do. Everybody takes
Thank
off,
God.
and Dunk is sitting there heavy breathing, and Egg and Thunder's Egg and Thunder's training comes in.
Yo,
Thank God.
exactly. Yeah. We've seen jousting and stuff, but I don't recall ever having seen it out of like the limited perspective of a helm,
No,
right? Just that eye slot, like I don't think I would have moved either. Like
no.
how scary is that? And yeah, thank God Egg and Thunder got their practice rounds in because he trained that horse. Thank goodness.
And Thunder's a warhorse. Thunder knows what to do when it's time.
Yeah.
But, he'd been out of practice. He just needed a little rehearsal.
Mm-hmm. Man, can you imagine just after all those speeches you just made for your horse just to kind of sit and then be like, okay, or turn around and walk the other way? How embarrassing.
Well, Dunk gets immediately knocked off his horse because he's not very practiced. And we go to flashback. Now,
Like first pass.
on my first watch, I did not love going to a flashback. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Because at
Yeah.
first I thought we were seeing the aftermath. And I was like, wait, what? But then immediately I realized it was a flashback.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I
He
was
got
like, huh?
knocked back into childhood.
Yeah. And I think I didn't appreciate it for what it was because I was feeling impatient about seeing this trial.
I get that. I get that.
On rewatch, I didn't hate it. I liked seeing who Dunk was. You see that despite how he grew up in such, rough conditions, he was still at heart a good kid
Yeah. Yeah.
and a sweet kid. One thing
God.
I wished we could have seen, just so that it can come into play later, is Dunk fighting.
Yes. So this part of the episode was the one that I wondered whether or not people would take issue or have issues with it. Like,
Mhm.
what is this side quest? What is this flashback? And we often talk about how, oh man, we don't want to go back and know the origin story. Why can't someone just be evil? But we're not talking about an evildoer here. I enjoyed being back in Flea Bottom because it gave you just, I think from start to finish, that flashback kind of showed me not only where Dunk has come from, but like who has helped him along the way to get here, what he's lost, like the mud that he had to crawl through. Like, what the fuck? We knew Flea Bottom was bad, but what fetid hell is this? Because,
This is immediately post war Flea Bottom. The Blackfire Rebellion has just ended. So you see all
hmm
these amputees, all these injured people. I mean, it opens with them on a battlefield. Just
Yeah.
like the guy isn't even dead yet. So like this war
He's
has
trying
just
really hard.
ended. Oh God. Was he wearing a high tower
He
sigil?
was. He was.
I
I
thought
went back
so.
and I was like, looks a little dirty, but yeah, high tower. I don't ever want to know what it feels like to have a horse sit on my lap.
When they were pulling him, I thought they were gonna like pull his body and there'd be nothing below the belly button.
Yeah, just entrails.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time that we've seen something like that.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was really cute too. Well, I didn't think it was cute that Sir Hightower, whoever he was, died. But I did think it was cute listening to Duncan Rafe talk about what happens when fancy people die. You're supposed
Yeah.
to say words. I don't know. Which words? You know words? I don't know. What do they say? Like, why do they do that?
She said when they spoil, so they don't end up in hell with us.
And I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really cute because it makes it sound like the seven isn't for them.
Yeah.
The seven is for the nobility.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about the other banner when they were like
The
walking
guy
down the
carrying the
road.
body.
Yeah,
I don't know what banner that was. The shield had a sigil of a goblet or
with
a
the lamb in it.
chalice.
With the lamb in it. And I looked it up, and it's the only thing that was comparable was House Stokeworth. But House
Mm.
Stokeworth is actually a lamb holding a chalice, not the other way around. So I don't know. Maybe they just remixed it for the show. It doesn't matter. We don't see him again. Every time I think of Stokeworth, I think of Bronn and Lawless.
Lawless, yeah.
Poor Lawless. Um, but yeah, cute little house sigils in there that have no bearing on what we're going to talk about next.
True, very true. The gold cloak named Alistair, one-handed evil gold cloak, harasses
Mm,
Rafe and Dunk.
barely a gold cloth. It's just so gross,
How far they've fallen since the days of Damon,
dude.
or have they?
I
Because
mean,
they
the
were pretty
spirit's
horrible.
the spirit is still the same. The spirit of Damon remains. The cleanliness, on the other hand, whew, man, I just like everything is so gross. I
Everything
knew
is
Flea Bottom
dirty.
was terrible, but just oh my God.
I mean, it's literally called flea bottom. So, you know, they're eating rats.
They're eating rats. And who knows what else. What did you think of Rafe? What are your thoughts?
I felt bad for Rafe. She clearly has grown up rough, and her outlook on this shit is so bleak.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you see how much she cares for Dunk.
Yeah,
She could have left without him.
totally.
And I don't
While
think
he
it
was
was,
sleeping.
yeah, and I don't think it was just that she just wants company. I think she actually really cares for him and maybe even sees it as her duty to take care of him for whatever reason. We don't know their ages. So I don't know if she
Yeah.
was older than him or what. We don't know how they met, but she's protective of him and she cares about him. And she's just
Mhm.
grown up in really shitty conditions.
Dude, so wily and such a survivalist and a
Yeah.
realist. There are so many times I was like, oh my God, she's taking reckless actions. I
Yeah.
would be afraid, but I don't ever want to be a girl growing up in Flea Bottom. I don't want to be
Right.
a woman who lives in Flea Bottom, just like I don't want to be a pretty boy growing up in Flea Bottom either.
Right.
Like that's what I was afraid of this entire
Yeah.
episode. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, please, please, please. No essay for Rafe, please.
When Alistair was twirling her hair and he was like, Rafe, all softly, I was like, please, God, no.
Yeah, I couldn't. I like it made me want to. That makes me want to vomit like right now. But yeah, she says, I love you too, don't I? Like, I'm here. I'm looking out for you. I've saved money for the both of us to get
Right.
out of here, but I will leave you.
I
Don't
don't
get
think
it
she would have
twisted.
left him though. She would have
Well.
knocked him out and dragged him with her before she left him, I think. The kid who plays Dunk was so good at having such innocent eyes.
I know.
He was so wide eyed and like lamb eyed and innocent and just so
Hmm.
sweet. And he sounded like Dunk too.
Yeah.
Or I should say he sounded like Peter Claffey. but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good casting. He kind of looked like him.
So innocent to the point that he thought that his dead mother might come back for him.
So he's older in the show than he is in the books.
Hmm. Yeah.
In the books, he doesn't remember much before Sir Arlen because he's so young when Sir Arlen finds him. And we
Right.
also don't really get details about how Sir Arlen found him. So I was
Yeah.
happy to see this play out too.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I was not happy to see them get robbed and Rafe get murdered. That was horrible.
But Alistair got murdered too, so
When I heard in the name of the mother, leave that boy be, I was like, yeah, Sir Arlen.
oh my God.
And he immediately
Um,
steps out and vomits because he was hammered.
Hammered.
I realized on rewatch
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I know what you're gonna say. Go for it.
the grave,
Yes.
he was freshly mourning.
Freshly mourning. And that's what I was like, wait, was that his nephew's grave who was a squire? Like, is that why
Yeah,
he's hammered? Is he like pouring them out for the homies and guzzling them back?
yes.
Yeah.
And that's probably why he felt so protective of this random little boy in flea bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh from the war, he just lost his nephew. He's getting hammered and he looks out and sees a little boy being attacked. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's not his dad, but like you're an aunt. I imagine if you
Oh,
were fresh off of losing your nephew and you saw a little boy getting attacked,
yeah,
your auntie
absolutely.
instincts would kick in and want to beat
Uh-huh.
somebody up, right?
Oh yeah, I'd be like knocking tables over and like sharpening the legs, you know, doing all the things necessary to go protect the innocent
Right.
in the name of the mother.
Like a true knight, he protects the innocent in the name of the mother. And we get to see a little bit of drunken master fighting.
Oh my God, so good. So good. And you know, up until this point, we're like, well, could Sir Arlen really fight? Sir Arlen could fight drunk.
And he's old.
He's a
He's old and drunk. And he still fucked up two guys
yeah,
younger than him.
yeah.
One of them was one handed, but there were still two guys.
There were still two guys. And I appreciated the poetic justice of him getting his throat torn out after slitting poor Rafe's throat. R.I.P. Rafe.
R.I.P. Rafe.
But she really did like to borrow trouble, though. You
Yeah, it's
know,
like
like,
I kept thinking, Rafe, stop. Don't steal anything else from Alistair. He's horrible. I didn't expect him to slit her throat. I was actually expecting far worse.
I was expecting far worse, too.
Yeah, but that's because I'm used to like the type of violence we get from Game of
The
Thrones.
rapey nature of the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
at least it was just that.
We're like, it's the penultimate episode. Ah, shit.
We're in for a bit of rape. Yeah. So I'm glad it wasn't that.
Wait, I feel
Really.
like if you are watching this, I feel like we just have to explain that a little bit. Imagine you'd never seen Game of Thrones and you'd never read Game of
Oh,
Thrones, and we're like, you're in for a bit of rape. That's a
yeah.
direct quote from Cersei Lannister.
Yeah, yeah. If you have not watched Game of Thrones, it got rapey at times.
Yeah. Just watch the Battle of Blackwater Bay. Like, that's really all you need. I love that episode.
So it was a relief for it to not go there. I
Yes.
really didn't want that, especially with the tone we've had these past
Mm-hmm.
episodes.
Oh my God. Like, you need 6 episodes to recover from that.
Bruh. Well, Dunk follows Arlen, and very much in the way that Egg followed Dunk.
So many parallels. That's the other reason why I wasn't upset at this flashback.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it took my second watch though. It really did take my
Hmm.
second watch. The first watch, I was really impatient. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what are we doing here? Why do I need to know about Rafe? Like what is going on?
Yeah.
Although I really did love seeing Sir Arlen. We learn he speaks Dothraki, or at least know some Dothraki songs.
Like, do you speak the common tongue, Sir Arlen? What language do they speak in Pennytree?
As I was watching him, I was like, that's what I would do if I lived alone. I'd be drunk with no pants on, swinging a sword around and shouting in a foreign language.
That's literally what I do at home.
Yeah.
Like, is she rapping in German? Yeah.
I
Yes,
haven't
I
lived
am.
alone in a long time, so I haven't been able to do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's absolutely what I also would be doing if I lived alone and was grieving
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Was it Dothraki? Because I wasn't sure if it was Dothraki or what's Melisandre's language, our homegirl.
from SI. It
Yeah.
was Dothraki. The
Yeah.
I watched it with subtitles and it kept saying like
Oh,
in Dothraki.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Where did Okay, I've got lots of
This
questions.
is a traveled man. Look how long he's been a knight. He's probably
Yeah.
been over in Essos. Who knows what kind of training he's done. I
Dothraki.
remember reading about the show. They were saying we'd learn more about Sir Arlen, and I remember one person in particular had said, "We'll find out he's not what we thought him to be," or something like that. And remember, I
Uh-huh.
was like, "They better not slander him." But it turns out to just be small things, like he's a bit of a
Hmm.
drunk, which we got hints of when we read the book that he
Yeah.
got hammered sometimes.
Yeah.
I think the funniest reveal is that he
It's in
did not
episode two.
no, well, besides his 10-inch soft penis, I think the one of the funniest reveals was that he did not take a wound in service with this lord. He fell asleep on his fucking knife.
He did.
And he tells Dunk, because remember, that's where the wound was when he's like, he
Right.
took a wound in his service. And then they show them pulling the thing out of his side.
Right. Right. Right.
And now we see, like, no, actually, he was hammered and fell asleep with his knife in his pocket.
Looks like it wasn't the first time either.
Yeah, he wasn't that pressed about it. He
He's
was
like,
just like,
oh
ah,
shit, yet
again.
again. Yeah. I I love everything that we get to see with Sir Arlen, and I do really enjoy watching Dunk like kind of trail after him. I wondered, I was like, does he know he's being followed? Is he waiting for this kid to approach him, or is he just too drunk all the time to even notice? Part of me wants to think that he knew he was being followed, but
I think he knew he was being followed.
like Gollum coming up behind you, you know?
I think maybe he just didn't care because he could have gotten robbed. He wasn't being very careful. So I think he
No.
just didn't care.
Yeah. I like the scenes that we see that are almost like copy paste with Egg, like when Dunk has got his little stick and he's whittling, he's watching Sir
Yeah.
Arlen, and he's got the same like, oh my God, it's a true knight. He's got this awe and like growing respect for him.
Mhm.
And yeah, once upon a time, Dunk didn't even know that he could be a squire.
Right.
It never even crossed his mind.
There's also the moment where Dunk goes to put on the helm and stops himself.
Hmm.
That reminded me of Egg putting on his helm. But in this case, this is the helm of what I'm assuming is the dead nephew.
Yeah,
So he would
yeah.
have been grave robbing.
He would have been. He would have been. And I wrote in my notes, I was like, he's just as bad as Egg. Touching things that don't belong to
Yeah,
you.
he drew the sword. Like, sir, please
Hmm.
put that down before you hurt yourself.
Oh my gosh.
In the end, Dunk poisons himself with dirty water and a festering
Blech.
wound and looks like he's turning into a zombie. And he collapses. Finally, Sir Arlen acknowledges him, gives him
Yeah.
some water, and says, "Get up." And then we're back in the fight. And I was like, ah, yes, back.
Ah, here we are again. And it's so loud and it's so muffled. And why is Dunk so fucked up? Like they just went by once. Like first pass, bro.
The first
Really?
pass, he got stabbed in the gut.
Bro.
He was not ready for this. Not at all. This level of fighting is not what Dunk was prepared for.
Never been in a melee.
No. At this point, we don't know if he's been in a real fight.
Here's where I wish that a little bit more book stuff had happened, you know? Like I enjoyed seeing everybody off in the distance kind of fighting. I really enjoyed the way that they kind of just tightened the focus. So you were seeing and experiencing it the way that Dunk was, just
Mm-hmm.
all of this chaos and everything is like so loud around you, but you got tunnel vision because, oh my God, I need to not die for this. These people are fighting for me. And like whether or not you're even consciously processing that these men are over here fighting for their lives. And here you are, like in the dirt. And I know that you're in pain. Everything hurts. All these people are watching you be a fucking failure here. There's a lot going on there. And there were so many times where I was just like, oh man, wait a second. I don't remember him getting this fucked up in the book.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't remember him getting that badly fucked up either, but I appreciated it because to me, it was realistic for Dunk's situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They really wanted him to earn this victory, you know.
Yeah.
The seven if the seven were like, oh no, this is not good enough, George. And George is like, well, we got minutes and screen time to burn. More carnage.
As
And
much as I
yeah.
was hoping to see the others fight, I accepted that we are seeing this from Dunk's perspective.
Yeah.
And so it's not like he's going to be sitting there watching everyone fight. But
No.
I would have loved to just get a glimpse. I mean, we saw some glimpses. We did
Yeah.
see bits and pieces. We saw Makar come and try to save Arian when Dunk slashed his leg. He's
Mm-hmm.
yelling, "My boy!" And they like grab him and don't let him come help.
There's that, and you see like everybody getting knocked around or away from, like every time that Dunk gets up and he's like, "Oh, Aaron, I'm coming for you." Somebody knocks him over, or vice versa. But you're right about seeing it from his perspective because, bitch, I screamed when I saw the Morning Star coming through that visor.
Oh my God. I was like, get up. Like I was yelling, get up too.
Dude, I saw it coming, and I like I scared my cat. She like jumped off. Yeah, I love a good battle. That I love an immersive battle.
I also liked that they showed how tired they were already.
Mm,
Fighting is exhausting. Have you ever been in a fist fight?
not for a really long time.
Fighting is exhausting.
Yeah.
And even if you're well trained, fighting is exhausting. He's not well trained.
No, we've never seen him practice, and we've said it every episode.
And Arian, to me, doesn't seem like someone who's ever had to really fight beyond training
Oh yeah, no, I don't think
and
so
beating
either.
up people weaker than him.
Well, there's that too.
So they were fucked up pretty quickly. They were exhausted. And I like that.
Mm,
I like when I see that type of fighting in TV and
mm.
movies where like people are out of breath and like they realize they're not fucking superheroes.
It's the morning. Nobody slept. They got woken up in the middle of the night to like, yo, you want to
Right.
come fight for this nobody?
Like you're hungry, probably.
They
You're
have breakfast.
bleeding.
Hungry, bleeding, covered in mud, dodging horses.
Dunk is most certainly concussed
Oh, absolutely.
from that first swing with the Morning Star. I didn't
Dude.
see Daron take a fall.
You know what? I didn't see that either.
I was kind of hoping to see him like just tip off his horse and fall down and
Oh,
like
oh
pretend.
no, dear me, I'm on the ground.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to see that actually.
It would have been a nice little piece of comic relief. I bet they shot it and didn't include it. It'll be on the DVD Blu-ray edition.
I'd love that.
But I'm kind of okay with not seeing it too because I think it would have introduced a moment of levity when this is such
It's so serious.
serious episode. Something that I noticed is that a lot of the injuries that he took kind of echoed the ones that we'd seen with other people. Well, first of all, can we talk about Arian flinging a sword into his leg?
I was like, okay, bitch.
Just like just boom in the
Skills.
leg. I was like, all right. And that reminded me of Dunk's original injury to his leg, right? The lance in the
Yeah.
leg. And then with Sir Robin, he's got like the eye injury. He's got
Yep.
that too. He's got like the lance to the belly, like Sir Arlen. And
Yep.
I was like, yo, check, 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 check. But I didn't know I was going to be watching Medieval Rocky, and I kind of feel some kind of way about that.
I was also thinking, shout out to Pate because that armor saved Dunk's life
Oh,
so many
absolutely.
times. He would have been
Absolutely.
dead so much faster if he had not had Pate's armor.
That's top quality armor. And he knows he's the best. He called it.
We finally got to see the support from the small folk for Dunk. First, we get the redheaded lady of the evening who jumps up in chairs when when he finally gets a hit in. Everyone's looking at Egg when he's screaming for him.
Mm,
Dexter's acting. Oh my god, my heart was breaking for Egg.
dude, I just wanted to cry. the whole time.
And when he realizes Dunk is still alive and he's screaming and stops the horn from blowing, I was like, ah. I was on edge. I was grinding my teeth. And it's
Dude,
like, I know it's going to happen.
that doesn't make a difference.
It makes no
It
difference.
doesn't make a difference because, like, what your head canon is is really different from like watching it play out on the screen. And to get to see it just makes me so happy. And I do appreciate that Dunk tried to make Arian a princess.
He got so close.
He got one in for
So
egg.
close.
Meanwhile, Maker is like, no, my son. Poor Maker,
I did feel bad for Makar.
right? This is not his fault. It's because his kid's a fucking asshole. He's out here fighting to the death because his kid is an asshole.
You know what that reminded me of? Cersei crying, my boy, when Joffrey gets poisoned,
Mm.
where it's like he's also an asshole, but like
Yeah,
that's still her son.
it's my asshole. That totally did not
Yeah,
come out
that,
right. Oh
nah,
well.
whatever, we'll keep it.
People are dying on your account, Doug. And you better stand the fuck up. Like, hello. We just had this entire flashback. Egg is out here cheering for you. The ladies of the night are cheering for you. Steely Pate sold you your stuff for a copper. This girl's fingers are broken, and she doesn't know that you're out in these streets fighting for her, but hello. And now you've got heir to the throne out here fighting. You better fucking stand up.
And so when the small folks started yelling up, 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 I was so happy that we got that because remember last episode, we were both sad that we didn't see him getting support from them then before the
Hmm.
fight, which I still think we should have gotten
Yeah.
some kind of show of support that the small folk were on his side. But him fighting to get back up, it
Yeah.
really was like Rocky.
Yeah. I'm happy for it, and I'm glad that he got some more licks in on Arian. The other thing I missed was the backstabbing scene, you know, where like Dunk hits Arian, he's down on the ground, and he walks away. He's like, "Oh yeah, I yield," and then Dunk walks away, and he gets up, and he's trying to like, sneak attack him from the back, and then Dunk really goes full flea bottom on him and fucks him up, and that's what I wish we would have seen. I wanted to see more punch, 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 punch to the face. And the only thing that
Yeah.
like kept me satisfied was just thinking like, "Oh, okay, well we don't get it here." And then I flashed back to John fucking up Ramsey and I'd like made peace with it.
Well, we did get to see Dunk feed him a couple of knuckle sandwiches. So I was into that because, that is how Dunk wins the fight. He
Yeah.
just goes knuckles to face, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what ends it. And Arian is just not used to being beaten like that.
No, he's probably never been punched in the face in his life.
Certainly not by someone like Dunk.
I don't want to be punched by anybody that big ever.
Wearing gauntlets. I got my gauntleted punches. I asked for it, didn't I?
You did ask for it.
I
You
did.
did ask for it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I will celebrate. So Dunk feeds him a couple of knuckle sandies and he yields. And after he yields, this took like my third watch to realize this happened
Hmm.
because I was caught up in everything else. I started actually watching the fighting in the background, and you
Yeah.
see the moment when Makar hits
Yes.
Baelor in the back of the head with his mace after Arian yields,
Yes.
which makes it so much more tragic to me
Oh
because
my
it was
God.
over.
It was over. I brought it back like 6 times. I'm like, wait a second, did I see what I just thought I saw? And I had to double check. I had to look at the armor. I had
Yep.
to look at the helm. I'm like,
Yep.
oh shit, it's right there.
Yeah.
It happened on screen.
Yeah. But you're not looking for it until you go
Oh
back. It
man.
took the third watch for me to be like, oh shit, we see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I caught it the other times. I definitely caught it this time.
Yeah. And because it happened after he yielded, it just made it incredibly tragic to me. Because had the horn blown in time, you know,
Yeah.
we would still have Baelor. Horn blows, fight's over. We find out that Beesbury and Harding have died. And it's just kind of like, oh shit, they're dead. And then we get Steely Pate talking about,
You sound so remorseful.
yeah.
Oh shit, they're dead.
I mean, that's kind of how it went by. He's like, did anybody die? And he's like, yeah, Harding and Beesbury. And he's like, ah, fuck.
On the first pass, no less.
On the first pass. Jeez. So they
Yeah.
didn't even get to find out Dunk won. What did they die for? I loved that this part was so close to the books too. We get Pate telling him pour some boiling oil in the wound.
His dirty ass hands. I like all of my first aid inside of me cringed. I was like, what? Why is he digging his fingers and like, look at all that dirt?
He's
And
not a
Dunk is just
maester.
like, oh, pulling the chainmail. Like, I can't. I'm trying to think if I've ever had anything like I don't know how to say this without a that's what she said. So I'm gonna I'm gonna just say if I'd had anything like pushed inside of me in addition to the wound, like in the wound that I'd
No,
taken. And I don't think so. The closest thing I can think of is like a cat bite, and I almost got cat scratch fever. Fuck that cat. But no, I can't imagine having to pull stuff out of a wound. That just, ugh, gross. Not even gross. Oh, ow.
I thought it was funny that Pate's like, yeah, boiling oil. Yeah, that's it.
He's like, get him drunk and then pour boiling oil on it. And I'm like, ah.
Not quite.
And once again, Baylor shows up and saves his life.
And Baylor was so calm and so quiet and so chill. And even when they tell him that the back of the helm is crushed, and he's like, oh, that must have been Makar. And he leans in and he's like, he's strong. And there was like that little bit of like almost
Pride.
pride,
Yeah.
right?
He's like, my brother got me good.
The script in this part of it was so close to the dialogue from the book.
Mm-hmm.
Dunk pledges his loyalty. Baylor tells him the realm needs good men. And then we get into my fingers feel like wood. The part of the dialogue that we didn't get was him saying, that feels queer, when he's like touching his back of his head. And I remember it being described as like something gray and pulpy fell out of the helm. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, how gruesome is this going to get?
Yeah. Not enough. We could have ratcheted up the goose
I was satisfied.
notches.
I was
Really?
satisfied with the goose.
I wanted more goose.
Yeah.
I wanted to see something. I wanted to see the gray matter hit the ground, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I didn't need to see the full brain fallout, but like I wanted to hear like the wet plop that they describe, you know.
Yeah.
But we did get to see it, so I guess I'm satisfied. I'm not. I wanted more Goose, but we did get to see that the back of his head was bashed in, and we did get to see just that confusion. You hear about these situations where somebody gets injured, and the only thing keeping them alive is the pressure of something else that's on it, right?
Yeah.
And it's, if he'd left his helm on, he would have lived to be king.
If he, pretty sure his head would have
If
rotted,
the,
but
if the
it's a nice
infection
thought.
didn't get him first. Pour
Yeah.
boiling wine on my head. Oh, that sounds terrible.
Oh, that's horrible.
Eee.
Well, we saw his caved in skull. I watched it alone the first time,
Mm.
and then I watched it with my husband for my rewatch.
Oh
And I was
man.
watching him out of the corner of my eye for that scene to
Yeah.
see how he would react. And he was like aghast. I love how horrified he gets at these things.
Dude, I cried.
He was so disgusted by Dunk's wounds getting filled with mud, too. Like, he couldn't stop thinking about it. But we
No.
saw Pate's reaction. He's like, God's
Gods be good.
Gods be good. And you see Raymond's reaction. Then you see Egg and his shock.
Watching Egg shock is just like he's
Oh,
already seen a bunch of horrible things in the last few days. He watched this whole tourney. He watched Dunk get his ass kicked. You know, he watched Tansel's fingers being broken. He watched his brother be drunk everywhere he went. And now he saw the horse get throated. I don't
throated.
know.
Sure, he saw the horse get
He saw the
throated
horse get throated.
with
And now here's his uncle.
with his head bashed in.
And he's there and he watches him die right in front of him.
In Dunk's arms, and there goes Daron's dream. The
Hmm.
great black dragon. He dies on top of Dunk. The dragon is dead, but Dunk is alive.
Is alive.
And it ends with Dunk saying sorry and get up. All the things that we've been hearing over and over in this episode is I'm
Hmm.
sorry and get up. Heartbreaking.
How much therapy does Egg need after this?
Do they have psychological maesters?
I don't know. I mean, what the fuck else are they doing in Town? Like all the different chains that
Like,
you
what
could
medal do you
forge?
wear for psychology
Yeah,
or psychiatry?
good question.
You need a medal for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at medals. Maybe I should ask Brandon. I'm sure he has one for that. I'll revisit Mistborn and get back to you. I cried.
I actually didn't cry this episode. I just had my mouth agape, but I didn't cry this episode. I
Yeah.
think that I had so much anticipation for what I knew was coming
Hmm.
that it didn't hit me the way it should have, or at least it didn't hit me the way it did when I didn't know that that was the thing that was going to happen from
Right,
way back
right.
when I like read it.
Hmm.
I had more of an emotional reaction to seeing Dunk getting mollywopped like that.
Really?
Yeah, just
Huh.
seeing him taking that beating. And again, we know that he's going to live, but
Right.
seeing him taking that beating was like making me afraid for him. I wasn't even thinking about Baylor. And then at the end, when Baylor comes through,
You just assume he's gonna live.
Baylor or Dunk?
No, Baylor, because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's the prince, he's the crown prince. He came in, he hooked me up, he kept everybody else at bay. He was the man with the plan.
And nobody's going to hurt him. Arian doesn't want to hurt him. Makar doesn't want to hurt him. Daron doesn't want to hurt him. And the King's Guard cannot hurt him. So why
Hmm.
would Baylor die?
Exactly. I'm just gonna whimper every time you say that.
It was rough, man. It was rough. I kind of wish I could have watched this without the knowledge just so I could feel that feeling again. Do you remember the first time how you felt when you read it?
Yeah, I do. Somebody, however many years ago this was, uploaded the audiobooks, or like somebody narrated them, and I found them on YouTube. So I hadn't even read them yet. I just listened to the audiobook, and I remember laying in my bed listening to this because you told me about Dunkin' Egg, and I could not find it because I wasn't spelling it correctly. I thought it was like one word. I was like, what is this
Dunking
Dunkin'
egg.
Egg? Dunkin' Egg that she keeps talking about. I have no idea. I get like, America runs on Dunkin'. I'm like, no, this is not the right thing. But I remember laying in bed and like listening to it. And sometimes they would put like pictures from the book in there, right? And so I'm like watching on my phone and laying there. And then, he comes out and the Gods be good thing happens. And then there's just like this moment of silence. I'm like, wait, what is going on? And then they talk about the flop flop of brains falling out the back of his head. And then he falls down and then he's just dead. And I was so shocked. It was like when Dumbledore dies. Spoiler alert, except when Dumbledore dies, and you're just like, I didn't read that. Now he's coming back. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's like magic is going to heal him, of course. Yeah, I was devastated. And I was devastated again today. And I mean, I've seen the episode several times now. And I think today hit me the hardest.
Yeah. The first time I read it, I think I just had my mouth open for a really long time. And then I went back and reread it because I was like, no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
After the way he's built up about his chivalry and his honor, and he does these great things, and he's going to be such a great king. And, you have that in your head that, yes,
Right.
the future king, it's great. I love him. And then, boom, dead. And of course, we should have known he wouldn't survive because we know that Egg goes on to become a king, Eggon the Unlikely, because everyone died before him.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not thinking that when you're
No,
reading
we're not
it.
thinking that far ahead. And I didn't know that, when I was first reading them, I had no idea. I wasn't in the lore like that. I was just trying to scratch like oh my God, I need more Martin fix.
Yeah, I knew, but I didn't really put it together. And I certainly didn't know that this was how he died.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, Baylor Breakspear.
You would have been a good king.
Well, next week, This is the cleanup episode.
Like all I saw were like the small folk, each with rakes walking through the muddy field and like raking everything up and being like, okay, now that the grounds are clean. It's very literal.
They're all going home and making dunk posters.
I love it.
And the thing is, Arian can't retaliate. This was a
No,
trial.
it was a trial.
It's over.
The god said you lost, bitch.
The god said you lost. And that's that. I mean, it would be in Dunk's best interest to get gone.
Absolutely.
Don't stick
Absolutely.
around.
You know how they were talking, there was all this talk about, oh, well, if the gods deem you worthy or whatever, if you're not, you won't die if you're not guilty. You da
Yeah.
da da da, right? And then Baylor dies. And so it makes me wonder if I were Peter Baelish, I would be like, well, he has some secrets. Me and Varys would have would have hatched up some plots to be like, well, the gods took him, so clearly he had some shit going on.
Well, you know what actually came to mind with that was when he talks about how he'll handle the King's Guard. And
Hmm.
Riesling says, is that honorable? And he says, well,
Right.
let the gods decide. Well, I suppose the gods decided it was not.
Where's your tiny gavel?
Right here.
Yes. The gods have
Justice. The gods
spoken.
have spoken. Excellent episode. Again, it took me more than one watch to appreciate the flashback, but it was an
Hmm.
excellent episode.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the fight. I liked it the first time. I liked it the other times that I saw because I didn't. Well, part of it's like, oh my God, you just ate 20 minutes of the episode that I could have been watching people fight,
Right.
right?
That's how I felt the first time.
But I was like, but I don't like 20 minutes of fighting is a lot of
That's a
money.
lot of fighting. But when you think about like Battle of the Bastards, that was a
Hmm.
long ass fight. The Long Night, that was a long ass fight, but it's a lot more people.
That's what I was about to say. You have a lot more POVs, right? You get to see it from this person's eyes. And all we know is Dunk. We get what Dunk is seeing and what Egg is seeing, and that's it.
Right.
How much more could we have taken of Dunk rolling around in the in the
I
fucking
know.
mud,
I know.
right? So I appreciate the flashback. I love seeing the Red Keep and never going inside of it.
Yeah. It's just always in the distance.
I love that so much because Dunk is never going to get into the Red Keep. Not this kid from Flea Bottom.
Right.
Everything's all peaceful on the water. It just looks so fresh and clean and quiet. And who knows what's really going on in there? Well, there's probably lots of crying. But also watching these two kids make their living from scavenging from the dead.
Yeah.
It's like they were playing D&D with us because that's what we always do.
Well, I'm sad to see it end. I know we have one more episode, but that is the end. So we know we're going to get a season two,
Hmm.
and
Already
it'll be the
approved.
Sworn Sword. So I'm excited for that. But before we even get that far ahead, next week, the aftermath, we'll see where everybody ends up now that the trial is over.
Imagine being Lord Ashford.
Lord Ashford's daughter, I can't say enough how shit this birthday has been for her.
Worst birthday ever.
Absolutely
Next
worst
year we're
birthday
going to
ever.
Bravos.
Dude,
Like we got to
something,
do something different.
something.
That poor girl, she's just sitting there watching all of these things happen in front of her. You know,
Like, dude, the crown prince died at your birthday party.
no one's going to remember your name.
I don't even remember her name.
Yeah, but we know
I've just been
Alice.
calling her Gwen. We know Alice with three fingers.
It makes me so sad for her that this is her birthday. Like there you can't buy a stable of ponies to make up for this. And you know what? Daddy can't even afford the stable of ponies because he's broke housing all these people for so long and now there's this just oh, this poor woman. I hope she marries well.
One can only hope. Wonderful penultimate episode. We'll watch again.
I mean, as soon as they're all out, I'm just gonna put them on back to back and watch it like a movie.
I mean, it's short enough to do it.
Hmm.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Exactly.
It's not
Oh,
even that big a commitment, actually.
it really isn't. It really isn't.
I guess that's the upside to the shortened episodes.
You know, if you woke up in the morning and read the story, then you could just spend the rest of the day watching the show as a movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
I need a sick day.
Good luck with that.
I've been Tanya.
I'm always Nikki.
See you next week. For previous episodes, find us at thousandeyespodcast.com. On YouTube, you can find us at 1,000 Eyes in One Podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are 1,000 Eyes in One on Instagram and Facebook, 1,000 Eyes Pod on Blue Sky, and if you're interested in our speculative fiction book club, follow Wine on an Empty Stomach on Instagram.